Hello, friend. Good evening. So, today I'm going to start a very good important topic for ultrasonic testing regarding for calibration. So, this is the very good important topic because calibration is very important for adjusting the your gain, your sweep, and your range, and how it will be the impact on your instrument and the test configuration may have the reliable interpretation of ultrasonic signal echo. So gain setting are normally established by adjusting the vertical height of an echo signal as I will show you on the afterward. And if you see these specification and based on the echo response from the specific standard reflector in the material similar to that which will be tested. Regarding for the sweep distance of the display is established in the term equivalent sound path. Sound path, where sound path is the distance in the material to be tested from the sound entry point to the reflector. It is very important to establish these parameters. Gain is established so that the comparison of the reference level can be made to an echo of interest to decide whether the echo is on any consequences, and if so, then to add in the determination of the size of the reflector. Sweep distance is established so that the location of the reflector can be determined. Horizontal linearity is the measure of the uniformity of the sweep speed of the instrument. The instrument must be within the linear dynamic range of the sweep amplifier and associated circuitry for electron beam positions to be directly proportional to the time elapsed from the start of the sweep. It may be checked using the multiple back echo from a flat plate of a convenient thickness. Okay, so I will tell you reference refractor. Reference reflectors in UT. So first, if I take solid sphere, so solid sphere having a characteristic omnidirectional reflectors, and where we use the transducer sound field assessment. Okay, so for the solid sphere, you understand what is the characteristic for the solid sphere? Omnidirectional reflector, and where it use transducer sound field assessment. Second, for the notch. So notch, what do they have? The characteristic, they have flat or corner reflector. What is the use for this one? For simulation of near surface crack. So you must be understand, because these are the very important notches, what they make, what is the characteristic for the notches, flat corner reflector, these are the making for this one, and what is the use? Simulations of the near surface crack. Third is your flat bottom hole, F BH. Okay, so for flat bottom hole they have a characteristic, it work as a disc reflector and it using for reference gain. Okay, what about now side drill hole SDH. Okay, so side drill hole they have a characteristic for it work as a cylindrical reflector. Okay, and what is the use? It used for calibration for distance amplitude correction. So distance amplitude correction, as you know, this is known as the DAC. So calibration for the distance amplitude curve DAC, it help for the side drilled hole for the SDH. Okay, so side drilled hole, this and characteristic the cylindrical reflector, it work as a cylindrical reflector and used for this calibration of the distance amplitude curve. Okay, regarding if we take special, so maybe this custom reflectivity and it use as simulation of natural discontinuity conditions. Okay, so this is the very important. Now I will just show you spherical reflector for the calibration is spherical reflectors for calibration of ultrasonic testing system. So I will tell you how it is. Like if this is the your search unit, like this is the, take examples, this is the transducer. So how it goes, it will go like this, it will go like this, and it will go like this. Okay, 1 2 and so what is this? This is the your focal point, 1 2 3, and this is the your 4. How it will be work? Like this and like this. So if we make this, it will be like this, 1 2 3 and 4. So this is the your focal search unit, this is the focal point spot, and this is the your Paul reflector. So spherical reflector calibration of UT systems, it work like this. Okay, now we will take parameters check with the parameters check with various calibration blocks. Okay, so if we will take characteristics for sweep range, regarding for the sweep range, so as per IIW, as you know, this is the International Institute of Welding. So this is the sweep range, transverse wave and longitudinal wave. For the DSC is the known as your distance sensitivity calibration. Okay, so for DSC also transverse and longitudinal waves, these are the your block designation. Okay, these are the your block designations. Like if we will take ASME, American Society of Mechanical Engineer, it is also transverse and longitudinal. And if we will take DA is known as the your distance amplitude block. This is the known as the your flat bottom. So in this distance amplitude only longitudinal wave. And out of this, if we will take AA is the known as your area amplitude block or flat bottom hole. It is also only longitudinal waves. Okay, so this is the for the sweep range. Now we will take for the sensitivity. So for the sensitivity we will take as per IIW International Institute of Building. So for sensitivity it takes for the transverse and longitudinal wave. For the DSC block, these are the block designation. So DSC is the distance and sensitivity calibration. So this also your transverse and longitudinal wave. For ASME it is also transverse and longitudinal wave. And for SC is the known as the sensitivity calibration. So for sensitivity there is the only transverse base will be there. And then distance amplitude block is only for the longitudinal wave. And area amplitude AA is the area amplitude block, that is known as the also FBH, flat bottom hole. There is only longitudinal wave. So these are the for the sensitivity. So these IIW, DSC, ASME, SC, DA, these are the block designations. Like if I take exit point for the verification of the exit point, then for the IIW only transverse base, for DSC only transverse base, ASME we are not taking, in SC also no. Okay, for the exit point only we are taking from IIW and DSC. Okay, for exit angle, if we will take exit angle, then exit angle from the IIW it is your transverse wave. DSC also transverse, we are not taking from ASME. SC we are taking sensitivity calibrations, there is the transverse waves and the remaining no. And distance amplitude DSC, for the distance amplitude corrections we are not taking from IIW and DSCs, but ASME we are taking in this case transverse and longitudinal. And DA, distance amplitude, also we are taking here longitudinal and area amplitude for the longitudinal. For the depth resolution, for the depth resolutions in the IIW this is the only longitudinal wave. In the DST distance and sensitivity calibrations we are not taking here any waves, but for the ASME here we are taking transverse and longitudinal. For the distance amplitude we are taking a longitudinal, and this one for the area amplitude we are taking this one. Okay, so depth resolutions. So this is the parameters checked with the various calibration block. So these are the various calibrations block, and these are the your parameters which we check during on the calibration. So ultimately for the UT calibration it is the very important, and you must be know all this, because when you will work when you will go for the like for the NDT technicians or NDT level 3, so you must be know all very thorough about this, because ultimately when you establish the procedures, when you will go for the start of the job, then all these things you must be aware and well known. So okay, so let's move. Now I will tell you regarding for the ultrasonic calibrations block, ultrasonic calibration block. Like first is the, like if I will make the calibration block, and here is the you have 3 mm dia hole. So if your probe is here, then it is moving towards this and moving towards this. So if you will take this radius is the 25 mm radius, and this is the your 75 mm radius. Okay, so if you will take this your thickness is the 25 mm and your width is the 65 mm. Okay, so this is the for when you are using for angle beam calibration block. So you must be know about this. These are the your block, and during on the angle beam calibration then you are using this one. Okay, angle beam, and second is the your ASME basic ASME basic calibration block. So in the basic calibration block, there you have notch, you have here notch, and here notch. So ultimately minimum this 3T is the minimum you have to take the width. Length of this one, it will be the 150 mm minimum, and this is from T by 2 from there to there, and 38 mm, and this is the your side drilled hole, and these are the typicals. Okay, so if you will take the notches, which are the, so these are the your notches which are the optionals. This, if you take, these are the T by 2 and these are the your optional notches, and so this is the your T by 4 distance from this edge to this edge, and for this it should be from this edge to this edge 3T by 4. Okay, and if this is the your thickness of this one. So this is especially for the ASME basic calibration block. Regarding for this IAW basic calibration block. IAW is the International Institute of Building. Okay, so if I will make for the IAW basic calibration block, it will be look like this. It will be look like this. You must be know, because these blocks you must be identify, and you must be know which you are going to use for what. So this is the your dia 1.5 mm hole, and there will be one hole for 50 mm. So these are the your side drilled hole, and then this this will be your 2 mm, and then there is the your graph, and there is the one notch will be there, and this will be your radius is the knee 100 mm, your radius from there to there and there to there. Okay, and this curve notch is 25 mm radius, and there will be also 0.1 radian like 45 degree, this is the your 60 degree, and this is the your 70 degree. So this is the for angle calibration. So and this all is known as the IIW, International Institute of Building Basic Calibration Block. So this you must be know where you are going and how you are going to calibrate and what purpose and what is the angle. So you must be aware about that. So that's why I taken these topics for you guys. Reference block, all about what I told you. In all cases, block materials used for, and what about the materials for the they are using for the calibration purpose must be similar to the test material. So calibration purpose must be similar to the test materials to which the technique will be applied. The concept of transfer function has been used with limited actions in most critical calibration settings. Okay, so I hope guys you will get some roughly idea about the ultrasonic testing calibration blocks and how it visuals and how it look, what about this, what is the meaning for that notches and all. So I taken that topics. Okay, so thank you very much for watching my channel. Please subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching me. Goodbye. Thank you very